sorry I'm a few minutes late. I had a phone call. I was trying to get off, and sometimes people just have more and more and more to say. But I promised you guys I was going to go live at 2 p.m. today, so here I am. All right, so what I wanted to talk about today is, are you a gem or are you dust? Hey, Scotty. Hey, Jonathan. Nice to have you here. So what do you think I mean by that? Hey, African Fashion Styles. Hey, Youssef. Hey, Khadija. Did I say that right? Leo. Riza. Hey, Moonlight Creator. Low123. Low. How are you today? So I want to talk to you guys about, are you a gem or are you dust? What do you think that means? Any ideas? Nothing? Hey, Loretta, how are you? So, Oliver. Yes, I can call you Oliver. I'll try to remember that, but you may have to remind me. Oh, thank you. I was born with 2 different colored eyes. So that's, I guess, a nod to my parents. Hey, your lost dad. Hey, Joe. Hey, Renee. How are you today? Thanks for joining me. So, I said I want to talk to you guys about, are you a gem or are you dust? And of course, I always like to start my lives reading a poem from this book, which you can't even get anymore. Riza is a gem. Okay. Jonathan says he can picture it, but not in words. That's because you're an artist. Renee, I am doing great. Thank you for asking. Life is not without challenges, but I'm trying to be optimistic about it and to come up with solutions quicker rather than cry about it, which was my old mode of handling things. Just cry about it, pray about it, cry about it. Now I'm about, finding solutions quicker. Hey, Lily, she finally made a live. Very cool. So I'm just going to read a short, I know sometimes I read really long ones. I'm going to read you guys a short poem from Poems with Power to Strengthen the Soul. Okay. Oh yeah. African Fashion Styles is asking me how I'm dealing with the death of Carl. It was very unexpected. We were all really believing that he would push through and that he would make it. And there was thousands of people praying for him, thousands of people. And then we had that glimmer of hope. He came out of his coma and he opened his eyes and he was able to communicate with his wife, and she was reading him all of the prayers. Hey, Oscar, all of the prayers you guys sent and put on his Instagram page. And, life is gone in a poof. So I guess my way of dealing with it is to bring it into my own life, to really just cherish the people around me, cherish the people I do have in my life, knowing at any moment things could be snuffed out. At any moment they could be gone, and just loving them right now where they're at, and not taking people for granted. I guess, a lot of times when people die, some of it is really mourning over what you had left unsaid, what you had left undone. But in other ways, it's great to be introspective. Oh, I understand, Riza, you got to get to class soon. That's okay. But just taking it as a way to say, you know what? He led a good life. We're all going to miss him. And every time I go to Dhar Mann Studios, in some ways, I feel that loss. I feel that missing him, and I remember all the stuff, all the projects we worked on together, and he was just such a light, such a beautiful soul. So, yeah, thank you for asking. I'm trying to just take it into my own life of what can I do now with the people I love. Oh, understand, Moonlight Creator, you got to get to class. You can watch this later. Hey, Leon. Hi, Winona. Yes, he did play great roles. All right, so I am going to get into your questions, but first I wanted to just read a short poem My topic today was, are you a gem or are you dust? So here's a poem by James Freeman Clark. And he says, a gem which falls within the mire, that's like the dirt, the muck, and the mud, will still a gem remain. So you got a gem, falls into the junk, but it's still a gem. Men's eyes turn downward to the earth and search for it with pain. So, there goes Timmy. So even though, oh, she's trying to keep him, I'm on a live right now.
You're on a live.
Yeah,
Okay,
my call is done.
Okay.
Oh, Timmy wants to come say hi. It's okay, you don't have to be sad. There's my sweet Timmy. Oh, happy birthday, Simina. Am I saying your name right? Hey, sweetheart, you don't have to be sad. You're a gem. You're a gem. Nicole says hi, Timmy. You said, yeah. I'm done with my call. We're doing a live. It's okay. Do you have anything you want to say?
I love you, Mom. You're the best.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. You're so kind. All right, we'll spend some time together when I'm done. When I'm done here, okay?
Oh God, the one block's subscribing me. The one block.
Okay, I'll see you. Okay, so everyone's saying hi to you, Timmy. All right.
Sorry, Timmy. I thought
Okay, it's okay. My assistant was trying to scoot him out of here because she thought I was still on one of my client calls. I don't know if you guys know, but I do encouragement coaching. So I help coach people who are, they're mending from a broken past, and I help them be able to see themselves and love themselves the way God does, break through all the barriers standing in their way so they have the courage and the confidence to go after their dreams. Hey, Gage, how are you? Oh, thank you so much. So I'm going to start over. So the topic today was, are you a gem or are you dust? A gem which falls within the mire will still a gem remain. Men's eyes turn downward to the earth and search for it with pain. But dust, here's what dust is. But dust, though whirled aloft to heaven, continues dust alway. It's always going to be dust. More base and noxious in the air than when it on earth lay. Okay, thank you, Gage. You're so sweet. So are you a gem or are you dust? Sometimes we're not at the level we want to be in life. Sometimes we haven't reached the pinnacle. We may be a gem, but we have not found a place in a crown yet. We're on the ground. We're laying there, and it feels like things aren't happening in life. Oscar, get your butt to class. You can watch this later. We can be a gem. We can be something that's precious, that's highly sought after. Did you guys know God calls you more precious than rubies? Caesar, happy birthday. You're the third person whose birthday it is today that I know. We can feel like because we're laying in the dirt, in the ground, that we're not worth anything. And there's people like dust that get whirled around in the air. The world is blowing them. Maybe they reach some level of success, some level of fame. But even though they're up in the air right now, they're still only dust. Maybe you guys have noticed, I'm going to set this book down. Renee's birthday tomorrow. Tell her happy birthday. You guys may have noticed that sometimes people who are jerks, people who are not good people, get up in life. They get ahead in life. The wind whirls them up to the heavens above, like the poem says, and they're like up in the air living the high life, and you're a gem who's fallen to the ground. But that's telling me you are precious. People who are precious, people who are gems, are always going to be valuable. They're always going to be worth something. Hey, real viral actors. They're always going to be worth something, even if right now they're temporarily in the ground. Oh, thank you so much. So do you guys ever feel like you're this hidden gem, like nobody knows about you? You feel like you've got big dreams, you've got certain skills, you've got certain talents, but it's like You're just laying in the dust and nobody knows about you. Nothing is happening. You're still valuable. Even if you're not whirled in the air yet, you're still valuable and you still have a reason and a purpose. Exactly. So no matter what position you're at right now, even if it seems like things aren't happening, God will make a way for them to happen. Your time will come. Just because things look bleak and hopeless, just because you don't have an audience now, doesn't mean that you won't. Hey, Emmett, thank you so much. And I want you to keep pressing ahead and keep going towards your goals and your dreams, even when it feels like you're laying in the ground and nothing is happening. You know, the Bible says that God, with your talents, God will put you before kings. There is a time where you will be found out. There is a time where your talent will place you before the eyes of people who need that talent. Atiba. Did I say that right? Is it Atiba or Atiba? Okay. Gotcha, Renee. Okay. Caesar said, if we don't have trust, we don't have anything. That's a hard one because we can't always trust people. Irvin said something about my Dhar Mann videos. Yes, so that's just one example of how I had, you know, certain talents as an actor, but I was like the gem. I was down in the dirt, in the dust. Nobody knew about me. Nobody could find me. But once I started doing the Dhar Mann stuff, I had done 150 movies, TV shows, plays, commercials, you name it, before I started doing the videos for Dhar Mann. So it's not like I wasn't working hard at it. It's not like I wasn't going for it, but it was like somebody picked me up out of the dirt and put me up a little higher. Now, I haven't arrived at all my goals and all my success, and I haven't reached all the pinnacles I want to go, but that's just an example of how, like the scripture says, your talent will put you before kings. I'm guessing that a lot of you may have never even heard of me before I started doing the acting projects for Dhar Mann. And you know, I would sit and I would journal each day and I would read my Bible and I would say, God, you know, I want to help people. I want to inspire people. I want to put books out that motivate people. I want, you know, I had these acting goals and these writing goals and God would be telling me, I would hear him like speak to my heart saying, put your books out, put your stuff out there. And I would argue with him and I would say, but nobody knows who I am. Who's going to read a book from somebody they've never heard of? Who's going to... And I just God would keep telling me, you know what? They will find you. They will find you. You know, there was a famous movie, I think it was in the 90s, is called Field of Dreams, an American movie. And in that movie, their like epitome line was, build it and they will come. And that's what I'm telling you guys to do. Go for your dreams, build their dreams, and the right people will come. The right resources will come when you need them to. So keep working at it. Keep going for it. Keep striving. Keep praying. And don't let other people's opinion get in the way. Don't let the opinions of dust keep you down. Winona said, I'm currently writing fan fiction, but I can barely write it. It's hard to focus because of ADHD, but I keep trying. Okay, so what can you do about the ADHD? Do you have certain times of the day where you feel more focused and better than others? So you want to find workarounds with whatever you're struggling with. Just because you have ADHD or just because anybody has any diagnosis doesn't mean that they can't achieve the goals they want in life. If God put a dream in your heart, then you have everything within you to be able to accomplish that dream. So I tell you guys that because there's always going to be workarounds. So ask yourself some questions. Is my ADHD calmer at certain times? Is it better at certain times? Do I need to go away to write? Do I need to shut people out? Do I need to am I only able to focus for a certain amount of time? How can I work my schedule where it works to keep me focused? Another thing, this is big, and I am guilty of it all the time. Put your phone in the other room. when you're writing. Do not have it with you. All the studies show productivity-wise, if your phone is near you, you're going to be checking it. You're going to be picking it up. The minute you reach a hard place in which you're writing, and I'm trying to not do this myself. So I'm writing, and I get to a place where I feel like I'm getting a little stuck. Suddenly the urge is to pick up the phone. Oh, let's look, and you can't do that. So if you have important work you have to focus on, put your phone in the other room. Don't even have it near you, okay? Caesar said, Dhar Mann inspired me to do competitive cheerleading, but I hesitated that I was a boy on a cheer team. Well, there are guys on cheer teams. That's nothing to be, are you doing it now? Yes, Renee, you're correct. He was very sweet. Can you do a Q&A? Let's do it. Ask me some questions. And if any of you guys asked me stuff and I didn't get to it yet, repost it. What do you like about Dhar Mann as a person? He's genuine. He's caring. He takes time to, if he's in the building, he will take time to say, hey, how's it going? He checks in with people. He's not just busy doing his own thing and not acknowledging people just because he's, built up this empire. And I think what I really like is he took a risk at putting these messages out into the world, and even when they failed at first and nobody was watching them, he kept going. It was costing him money to make these videos and no one was watching them at first. It took a long time for people to start watching it, for it to catch on. So he didn't give up on his dream. So he's got that tenacity, that winning spirit. Okay, what is your dream in life and what are your goals? That changes from day to day. I want to help a lot of people, encourage a lot of people. That's why I call myself the encouragement coach. I think there's so many people in life that will tell you all the reasons why your dream won't work, or why you're not good enough, or why you can't. And I want to be the opposite. I want to tell people what they can do, how they can do it, why they can do it, and why it's possible for them. Okay, so I'm going to take this off my little tripod. You asked me my goals. Well, I made a goal poster this year, so I'll share this with you. This is in my room. My first, for what I think is my most important goal this year, is to finish. Do you see this picture? It's kind of faded. My printer is faded out. This little baby, this was me when I gave birth to Timothy. So write the memoir about my son's premature birth. That was the hardest, probably one of the hardest times I've ever had in my life, was having a baby that came 4 months early. So it was 118 days in the neonatal intensive care unit fighting for his life. The doctor said he had a 90% chance of dying. And you saw him, he's 13 now. He's doing okay. He's got some issues. But that was like the fight of my life with my faith. And I've been trying to write this book for 13 years, and every time I attempted, it was just so emotionally draining, and I would sit at my computer and I would cry, and I just never felt ready. But I know this is a message I have to get out there. Do you guys know that 1 in every 8 births now, at least in the US, are being born premature? And so that's one of my goals for this year. The other one, you've probably heard me talking about my course, You Are Worthy. I know this is backwards. 2021 goals. I want to launch my course, turn it into a book, and find a publisher for the book. I want to get debt-free this year, since you asked me. Sometimes going for your dreams and you don't have the money to do all your dreams, you have to rack up your credit card debt. I mean, maybe you don't have to, but that's what I did because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait. Another thing, I want to get a new vehicle. My vehicle is old and it's starting to need a lot of repairs, so I've got a new Lexus SUV on my shopping list, although I'd rather have a Tesla, but we'll see. It's got to be in the budget. Okay, another goal of mine, I don't know if you can see this, that is my papa. That's my dad. And I wanted to do him my dad had me later in life, so he's getting really old, and I wanted to do for his 80th birthday was to put a book together of his stories. He writes stories, really cute stories, and you know, he's never done anything with them. And I want part of his legacy to be out in the world so people can read his stories. So don't tell him. It's supposed to be a secret, but I want to, he's not on the internet, so I don't think you guys will be able to tell him. But I want to be able to write a book for him of his stories, to put his stories together. So be the curator. Another goal of mine, forgive my printer for being out of ink, but this says, live true, love hard, shine bright. You guys know that's my saying. Launch an online store. I've created some designs that I've got an online store. I haven't made it public yet, but designs to, anyway, you'll see. Designs I've made. Another thing, these are my 3 books. I want to make the audio recordings. I have my book out in Kindle PDF form, and I also have my books out in hardcover books, but I do not have them as audiobooks yet. And I think people kind of enjoy hearing about it. And then since you asked me about my goals, did you guys vote? I put out a thing on Instagram and I gave 4 choices of books I would write this year, which was the top of your list. So I wrote that on here. So publish my next poetry book. So you guys all voted Depression and Happiness was the book you wanted me to write. And then YouTube is another goal. I'd love to get my YouTube channel monetized. So I don't have to work as much, so I can just make videos for you guys. And I want to create a new series. There's a couple new series I want to create on YouTube. One is about hearing from God, and the other is an acting, is going to be an acting one where we show you how to be a better actor. Okay, some people are just getting on now and they're asking me about Carl. I talked about him. I answered those questions earlier in the beginning, so you'll have to just rewind back to that or watch that later, so I'm not answering the same questions over and over. Okay, so is the dark red Honda Pilot SUV I've seen in the Dhar Mann videos yours? Yes, it is. You drive the same one. Very cool. It's, yeah, it's old. I need a new car. My favorite role in the Dhar Mann video. I'm gonna have to give that more thought. I am gonna do a video, you guys. One of you guys asked me several questions about working on the Dhar Mann films. So I'm actually gonna take some time and make a list, and I'm gonna do a video specifically on like my favorite Dhar Mann stuff. Okay, somebody asks me, would I take the COVID vaccine? You know, I've kind of been on the fence about that. I don't know. It's not necessarily a hard yes or a hard no. I think I need to look into it more, maybe do more research. Obviously, I'm just at home all the time. I don't really go anywhere where I feel like I am susceptible or need it. You know, if it comes time where I have to, I guess I would. But right now, I don't think I'm out. You know, I'm not a nurse, a healthcare worker. I'm not at the schools. So I think right now it would be a no, but it's not a no forever necessarily. Yeah, and Yusuf said the side effects are horrible. Some people experience them, some people don't. I don't know. Morgan says, I'm better now. It was, she said something about a lot of stress. Has COVID affected you? Well, you know, it did shut down. I think it's affected everybody. I was getting a lot. I now get like orders from Instacart and stuff sent to me. I don't go to the stores shopping so much because at first I didn't want to go to the stores and touch everything everyone else was touching. So I would have shoppers shop for me. And I also, you know, I used to go constantly to meetings. I used to go constantly to get to do auditions, networking parties, stuff in the entertainment industry. I was producing and starring on a wrestling show last year. And it was a TV pilot and it was going to come out. But when COVID hit, all the gyms shut down. So the place we were doing wrestling, that show is no longer. And then I took all the downtime of not going anywhere last year to rewrite my book, Poetic Prescriptions for Pesky Problems. So I put out a second edition last year. Winona is asking, who's my favorite actor or actress? There's so many good ones, and it changes over the years. I used to really like Drew Barrymore and Charlize Theron. I love John Ritter. I thought Robin Williams was extremely talented. Gosh, there's so many. I like Jim Carrey. Love Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman. Wow. Who is my favorite YouTuber? I don't know. For a while, I was really into Freely the Banana Girl. She like lives out in the jungle and only eats fruits and vegetables raw. And I don't know, I just thought she had an interesting, fascinating life. I don't know if I have any favorite YouTubers. I don't have anyone I necessarily follow as in watching all their videos, but I look things up as I need to know them. So I'm getting ready to put a webinar together for my online course called You Are Worthy. And so I was going on YouTube trying to find like, how do you put a webinar together? Because I've never done that. What are the steps you need to do? Somebody's asking, how did you meet Dar? I met Dar because I auditioned for one of his projects. First Dhar Mann film I ever did was with Carl. It was with Carl, and I had my young daughter with me who was a high school cheerleader, and that was played by Mare. And I wouldn't let him into the elevator because I didn't like the way he was looking at my daughter and admiring her in her cheerleading outfit. And so I was like, you get on the next elevator. You're not coming on this elevator with us. I don't know if you guys saw that one or not. And then we're meeting with the counselor of the college my daughter's hopefully going to be going to, but we didn't have any money to pay for the college. And then I believe Vin played the college counselor. And then he said, well, we had an anonymous donor donate money so your daughter could go to this college. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to meet him. We were just so thrilled and excited. And wouldn't you know who walks in? It's Carl. He paid for my daughter's tuition. And the reason he was looking at her the way he was and asking her about her cheerleading stuff wasn't because he was like trying to check her out, which I, as a protective mother, assumed is what he was doing. It was because he had a daughter about her age who was also a cheerleader, and she died. So that was my very first Dhar Mann production. I auditioned over the internet, and they liked my audition. And so, oh, that was wild. So they liked what I did with the role, and they kept asking me to come back and do other roles. So, you know, just because you audition one time doesn't necessarily always mean they will keep inviting you back. Okay, so next question. Would you ever write a script for a movie? I have. I've written several short films, and I have written a feature film. I rewrote that feature film like 10 times, but I don't even think I'll ever make it. Initially, I wanted to produce the movie and star in it. And then now I'm actually getting into directing, and I'm like, would I direct this movie? And then I'm like, no. It was like a thriller, like a horror film. Okay, someone's asking what state I'm in. I'm in California. Someone asked, when did you meet Laura? Probably met her December 2018 when Dar took some of his main actors out for like a little end of the year dinner. So I think that might have been the first time I met her. I mean, I had seen her behind the scenes because they would be working live glam. Do you remember when Dar had the penthouse? So it would be the penthouse. We would film in they would work on live glam during the day at the penthouse, and then at night we would film. So that's when I first met her. Okay, so you guys, if you asked me something and I haven't answered it yet, I'll go ahead and ask again. Okay, HR asks if I have brothers and sisters. I have a big brother who lives in Minnesota, and I have a sister-in-law because my husband has a sister. When did you go to the place, like when you went to the place to meet YouTubers? I don't know what that means. Could you ask me that a different way? Okay. All right. Can you call Dar? I don't have his phone number. So I've never called him or texted him. I don't even have his phone number. Okay, someone asks, Euphoria is asking, what's my favorite music genre? You know, in high school, it was country and rap. I liked rap music for the beats because I love to dance. And I liked country because of the stories. I thought they told a good story. And I'm a storyteller myself through poetry, through film, through, writing. I love to tell a good story. So those were my two favorite genres. But to be honest, right now, I don't really listen to music all that often. I don't listen to it every day. Sometimes I have some music playing in the background. Renee, I have two kids. You may have saw the 13-year-old. I also have a 2-year-old, a little toddler running around. Okay, have you heard Bollywood or South Indian music? Yes, I have. A couple times I took a class, like a dance class, to learn some Bollywood dancing and heard the music, and I don't think it really stuck. I don't think I remember any of it. Okay. Atiba says they listen to Soca. Did I say that right? I don't even know what that is. If you weren't an actor and an author, what other career would you take? I would probably be a preacher. I'd probably be a pastor. I'd probably be going around doing church services, and or maybe I'd be a teacher. I kind of feel like I'm all of those things, even though I'm not doing it as a profession. Okay, someone said, I watched the film Convoy a couple of years ago and I started to listen to the Highwaymen afterwards. Sorry, that went too fast. I didn't get to finish it. Okay, someone's asking how old I am. You know what? Actresses never tell their age because we like to play such a wide variety of roles that if it's like if you tell somebody an age, then they don't consider you for roles younger than that or roles older than that. But if you can keep it kind of like a general, so what we do in Hollywood is no one's allowed to ask your age. They ask, what's your age range? So that means what range of ages can you play on screen? So I would say probably that I would play 33 to 43, or I would say, yeah, something like that. You usually give it like a 10-year span. So I can play this, 32 to 42, or whatever you have a span. Sometimes, it's a few years younger and a few years older than your actual age. Because you want to be open for more roles. Because there's been times where I've auditioned for things and I thought, oh, they want somebody younger. So I would say my age was a little younger, and they would say, oh, no, you're too young for the role. And I'd be like, dang it, I should have told the truth. And then there's other times where I've told the truth and it's worked against me. And then acting is just a ruse, and it's not really about how old you actually are. It's about how old you can play. And I'm sure you guys have seen me in some of the Dhar Mann episodes where I'm playing the mother of people that are only like a couple years younger than me. So I do the aging makeup, I put on the lines, I put on the stuff to make my neck look wrinkly, and put on the wigs, and I try to look older or younger. So it's just really about what you can play. All right. Also, how do you like it when you were an actor, when you did the gold digger actor for Dhar Mann? Honestly, that was a lot of fun. That's character I don't think get cast as, but it's kind of fun to play snotty roles sometimes. Okay, who is your favorite Dhar Mann child actor to work with, and why? Honestly, all their child actors are so talented. I don't think I could pick one. I really don't. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, Jaden is asking, I'm 13. Oh, shoot. Your comment went away. Okay, try again because it was like whoosh, going. Okay. Okay, you listen to soca. It's a type of music. Okay, very cool. Any last questions? Okay, thank you for making your videos on YouTube. They've been pulling me out of a dark time. I'm so happy that it's helpful, and thank you for letting me know that, because sometimes I'm like, is this even worth it? Should I just be working on my book right now? Okay, here comes Jaden's. I am 13 and I think I'm trans. Is that okay, or is it a bad thing? I don't know. I didn't get to read the second half. Okay. So, Jaden says that's okay. So I think you probably have to ask yourself a lot of questions. Why is it that you think you are? Is there, Lily, am I afraid of heights? I don't think so. I don't think I'm afraid of heights. Jaden, what is it that makes you think you are? Is it a feeling? Is it something you're drawn to? Has it been certain influences in your life? Do you feel more accepted in that community? What is it? Because you say, you think you are. So to me, I would do some more soul searching to find out, okay, it says, I don't know how to come out about it and I'm scared about what people will think. Yeah, I can understand that. Sometimes there is a lot of backlash when we do things, or we think we are things that other people won't approve of. And I understand, but I guess my question to you would be, maybe you need to do some more soul searching and ask yourself some more questions, and not come out until you're completely and 100% totally sure. Because you said the key word for me was, I think I am. So you know what? Do you have somebody you can talk to about that? Do you have somebody that you trust, that you can put your feelings out there and you can say, I think I am. I'm wondering about it, because sometimes it's a matter of asking yourself the right questions and finding the right answers. I think once you can get, I think for me, when I was struggling in life to figure out who I was and all of that, journaling really helped me. So I would think you'd be a great honor to yourself and your feelings if you would start journaling and saying, this is how I feel. I wonder if I'm this. Could it be I'm feeling that way because of this? Okay, so yes, you said you don't have anyone to talk to about that. So then it's even more important than ever to journal. That's what got me through my teenage years. Somebody said, write a poem on the spot about it. Yeah, start journaling about it. And that's just a fancy way of getting a notebook, getting a pen, start to write about it. If you don't, it's a great way to understand what's going on in your head, to take that time to slow down, to start writing. Just write, am I? Why do I think I am? Am I drawn to this? Do I have these feelings? Just start asking yourself a bunch of questions. I don't know all the right questions for you to ask yourself, but I think you do. I think you have it within you. I think there's the truth about you is in you, the voice, whatever you need. I think you have the answer in you, and pray about it. Ask God to help you through whatever we're struggling with. I know there's this misconception. There's a misconception that God doesn't want to hear all of our problems. But God absolutely wants to hear every single thing that you're struggling with. So, Jaden, you said you're scared to tell people about it. If, I would just, because everything you need to do, I would just, you're scared of people are going to react. I know my brother will react, especially since sometimes he's always judging me and stuff. No matter what we do, people are always going to judge us. They're always going to judge us, and we just decide what we do with their judgment. You decide, are you going to take that in? Are you going to believe it? Are you going to allow it to hurt you? Are you going to allow it to affect you? And you have to live your life the way you want to live your life. You can't please other people. You will never be able to please other people. So, I'm not a trained psychologist or therapist. I don't have all the answers. But I can tell you, writing really helped me. Journaling really helped my feelings when I was struggling. So please try that and see if it's helpful to you. Sit down, take an hour, get away from people, and just write down all of your feelings. And don't stress about it. You know, just don't stress about it. Just pray about it and turn everything over to God. Okay. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Jaden. Yes, you can always pray whenever you need to and ask God to help you. Ask God with what to do, what to say. He is there for us always. So please don't, no problem you have is too big. No problem you have is too small. All right, somebody's asking me if I'm famous. No, I'm not famous. Okay, Catherine, basically everybody's second mom here. We love you and thank you for the support and advice. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, when did you get on Dhar Mann? I think the very first Dhar Mann episode I did was October of 2018. Are you like the mother in recent video with Shaylin Barrows where you kicked him out of the house in real life? Am I like that mother? I don't know. I don't know. I guess you'd have to ask my kids. I like your black tea, green tea recipe with chocolate. I got it right here. I'm drinking it right now. Today it's not green. Today I have black tea with chocolate cacao, chocolate cacao powder, coconut milk, and I put a scoop of vanilla powder in here too. I tried not to drink too much before I came on because I can get a little hyper from the caffeine and talk all over the place. I'm trying to cut down on my sugar intake because I'm kind of a sugar freak. I love me some sugar. So I used to put maple syrup and blackstrap molasses in it, but today I just put stevia in it to cut down on the sugar. Do you have advice for a stressed out student? I find your words really inspiring. Okay, you got to get to the root cause of what's causing you stress. Can you make a list of all the things that are stressing you out? That would be very helpful. And then once you've made the list of all the things that are stressing you out, see which ones are actually things that you actually need to do. Because, sometimes we put undue, unneeded stress on ourselves that we don't need to put on ourselves. We put okay, you guys know I'm doing this online course, You Are Worthy. When we started filming in August, I said, I'm putting it out January 1st for everybody to get. And then January 1st came and went, I wasn't done with the course. Not only was I not done editing, I wasn't done filming it. I wasn't even done writing it. I'm still trying to finish writing it. That was my February goal. So when I hop off here, I got to hop on finishing that course written because so many people don't know they are worthy. So many people are that they need my course so they can discover their value, learn to love themselves, and become who they were meant to be. So it is my mission to get it out there because I hear from you guys every day telling me so-and-so doesn't think I'm worthy. So-and-so says this bad thing about me, or I don't think I can achieve my dreams because of this, this, and this. And I just want to break that off you. I want you to know you're worthy, how to live like it, how to act, how to respond to other people when they say stuff to you, and just how to know that it's a lot. Point is, I stressed myself out. I was putting all the stress on myself to get it done by January 1st, when really that was just a deadline. It was a fake deadline I gave myself because I wanted it done then. So sometimes things stress us out that are like fake deadlines. We are putting the stress on ourselves that we don't need to put on ourselves. Sometimes the things we worry about, they said 90% of what we worry about never even happens. So are you giving yourself unneeded stress? So to me, everything is like, make a list. What are the things that are stressing me out and how can I fix it? All right, someone says, Katherine, Norland, I love your Dhar Mann videos, and because they are inspirational videos, keep going. You are just like my mom. Wow, thank you so much. Stress and worry are inside jobs. Good one, Jessie. So what you're saying is stress and worry it's not necessarily stuff out there that's putting it on us. It's how we're responding to it. It's our inside response to outside stimulus, because somebody else could have the same things happen to them in life and not get stressed out about it. Oh, Jaden, you guys are showing Jaden love, and they're saying, yeah, what a great way to end my day. Thank you for being so supportive. Okay, somebody already asked me if I'm afraid of heights. No, I'm not. You are one of the best people on this earth. Oh, thank you so much. You really do change lives. Oh, well, it's an honor for me. It's an honor for me. Okay, I had so much worries last year. My friends blocked me again on Messenger for no reason. I have been there. Oh my gosh, I lost 2 friends last year. Well, 4 if you count the ones that died. But 2 friends that are alive, out there, they're doing well, just decided they didn't want to be my friends anymore. One was my friend of 8 years, and one was my friend of 20 stinking years. And they both decided they didn't want to be my friend anymore. And one of them, I cried for like 5 days straight. I could not understand it. I didn't know what I did wrong. She's like, my assignment with you is done. I'm like, I was an assignment? Excuse me? That one cut really deep. And I was like, could we have a conversation? Can we talk about this? Because you're just like breaking up with me over text after 8 years. And man, and it's not about this, but I had like gone out of my way to help her, and I had done so much for her and helped her with so many things I can't even begin to tell you. And for her to be like, we're done, and we're not even gonna have a phone call about it. And I had so many things in my heart I wanted to do to help her. She was an aspiring actress, and I'm in directing class, and I was putting her in my films and paying her money to be in my films. And you know, she said it was a dream come true. She had never been paid to act before, and I was just doing all this stuff to help her. And I had big dreams to help her with so much more to make her dreams come true. And then she like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. And I get it, Lily. But you know what? I heard a quote once, and I don't know who said it, but they said, sometimes man's rejection, meaning humans, man as in mankind, man's rejection is God's protection. And I know sometimes we don't see that. We don't understand how that could be the case or how that could be true, but I just have to believe this, you know, when the book of Romans says God works all things out together for our good, for those who love God and who are called according to his purpose, that God has my best interests in mind. And her ditching me was God's way of protecting me, right? Jesse said, remember the 4 agreements. Don't take it personal. Sometimes it's not you, it's them. And I had to come to that conclusion because after 5 days of crying about it and trying to figure out what I did wrong, I couldn't think of a good enough reason to just like, so anyway. Oh, Jaden says, I've changed your way of looking at things. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so it's all about knowing when to listen to that convention and without sounding really hokey, when to tune in and follow your heart. Exactly. Why can't you mow? I don't know what that means. Oh, mod me. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what mod me means. Are you still an actor for Dhar Mann? Yes, I shot 2 episodes in February. This month I've shot 2 new episodes coming out. The reason you guys haven't seen me for a while is because they had been writing a bunch of scripts for their high school set they were building, and then their high school set finally got finished building, and they had like 15 scripts stacked up, and they were all teenage stories. So instead of, you know, having some take place in the house and some take place in the high school, and some, they had like stacks of those high school scripts. So it was all the teenage stories. So obviously I'm not a teenager. So that's why you haven't seen me, is because they were catching up on all their teenage scripts they had already written. So that's why you haven't seen me, but I still work there. And Who said, I'm so sick of people shaming women for being sensitive and vulnerable. It's bizarre to me. I do have those qualities. There's nothing wrong with them. No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. Actually, it's a strength. It's actually a strength because, you know, when you're in a place where you are sensitive, then you can have empathy for other people. Lily is saying she's got 6-year-old twin cousins. Cute. Go get your assignment done, Low 123. Someone's asking, do you watch the Dhar Mann videos you act in? I do, and I try to watch them with my acting coach so he can tell me how to improve, what I could have done better, what moments. I use it as an exercise to kind of to study and, yeah, to try to see, okay, what moment, how could I have reacted different or better? What could I have done? I try to improve myself. So it's helpful. I know there's some actors that don't ever watch themselves, or they say they don't. I think Johnny Depp is one who supposedly has never ever seen a movie he's been in. I don't know. But where I'm at, I'm always trying to learn and grow and improve. So I find it helpful and valuable to do that. So any last question before I hop off? You guys have been wonderful with the questions today, and I hope you've gotten some answers, and thank you for being supportive. I was born in Minnesota, and Atiba, I still don't understand what you're asking me. I remembered your role in Dhar Mann about breastfeeding on the plane, and I can relate to that. Yeah, that was a fun one. I really enjoyed that one. Shantae really brought it. Oh, thank you. Adhd Man, am I saying that right? Sorry if I'm butchering your name, guys. And my pleasure. Someone's asking me when I'm going live again. I don't know. Oh no, I was not born in Winona, Minnesota, but I know where it is. I've been there. So I will post on Instagram and try to let you guys know a few hours in advance, or maybe even the day before the next time I'm gonna go live, so that you'll know, and anybody whose questions I didn't answer this time, I will do my best to answer next time. You guys live true, love hard, shine bright, and go for your dreams. And don't let everybody tell you that you're not able to. God bless.